we talked about, and we are struggling with the topic for today on thinking like a turnaround CEO and unleashing the synergy of a team. And I think it all goes together because you and I have had a lot of discussions on there is no formula, there's no magic sauce. It's just walking in and getting everyone to work together to focus on one thing, try it, see if it works, and then you change your focus.
Yeah. And I think honestly, I think that's a big point right there, right? You can't, in a lot of cases where a company's kind of going sideways, it's kind of the grasping at straws, mentality all of a sudden where, I'll say, what's the plan to get out of this stage, right? And the plan is we have these 20 different ideas we're chasing, right? And you look at that and you're like, well, how are you going to accomplish 20 things?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the answer is you're not. You gotta figure out, like, what's the big thing, right? If the big thing is our primary product isn't selling anymore, right, then what you really ought to be diving into is why, what changed, what's different. And it's so hard to just stay focused on one thing. But to me, it's really critically important. And look, sometimes you focus on that one thing for 2 weeks and that's it, right? You get to the end of that 2-week period and you're like, you know what, you're right. This product is not going to sell anymore, or at least that's not going to sell well anymore. Right. So now we're going to move it on. We're going to move it to another quadrant in the product matrix. And we're going to use our collective expertise to build something that's cool that we can get launched more or less immediately, get this thing moving and let's get going. Right. So hopefully you have the resources to do that. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes, look, not every turnaround makes it, right? And there's that too.
And as crazy as that sounds, look, this thing that's worked with us for the last 20 years, we're going to put it over here. We're going to launch something new. You're able to do that because you've got the right people on the team. They've got the passion. They're innovative and they're thinking about the next steps, as you mentioned.